guys? This is Danny B. You're watching the Trash Dish, and in this video I'm going to be ranking the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, re-ranking them. I did a ranking a few months ago, and the new one just came out, so I thought, well, let me re-rank these things. Every one of these films has something I like about it. Alright, so let's get into it. So coming up at number 9 is going to be Leatherface. Not a huge fan of the mystery aspect of it. Just re-watching it, that doesn't hold up so good. It was cool the first time you watch it, and then after that it's like, It doesn't really feel like you're watching a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie either. And I think part of that is because it's from the director of Inside, which is a French film. You know, it has more of like a European kind of thing to it. Coming up at number 8 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. And right here I have the Canadian uncut director's cut version, or whatever it is, the 93-minute version. It's probably by far the craziest Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. You got, the Sawyers are working for the Illuminati, and everyone's just screaming, and Matthew McConaughey has robot legs, and he's out of his mind. A very goofy movie. That's Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation at number 8. Alright, coming up at number 7 is going to be Leatherface. And on this DVD, you get the R-rated cut and the unrated cut. And I thought I would like the unrated cut, but I actually really like the R-rated cut a lot better. Something about it, I don't know, maybe it just cuts some of the boring stuff off. But yeah, it's an okay one. I do like Leatherface in this movie, and it kind of has a comic book type of vibe to it, which makes sense because I think they were doing a whole series of comics for this one. That's Leatherface Part 3 at number 7, the R-rated cut. Coming up at number 6 is going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. This one's a pretty good follow-up to the remake. You got the whole cast back, which is really cool that they shot this when they did, because you got, I think everyone from the first movie back in this, all the family members and stuff. So it's basically, the prequel, but it's just really cool to see that whole cast back. So number 6, Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. Alright, coming up at number 5 is going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre from the other day, from this year. I had a really good time watching this one, and I was debating whether I should put it at number 5 or number 4. It was going to be one of those. The trailer made it look like it was going to be really bad, so I was very pleasantly surprised when we got what we get. And this is a bootleg I made. If they put it out on DVD or Blu-ray, I will pick it up. But yeah, awesome movie, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. If I had one criticism of this film, it's just that it doesn't have the element of cannibalism in it. Like in the first movie, you really got the sense that this family was cannibals. Yeah, overall, though, this one was really fun. So that's number 5, Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2022. Alright, coming up at number 4 is Texas Chainsaw 3D. And this is the one I was debating whether I like this one or the new one better. There's going to be one of those. But for right now, I'm going to say this one just because I've watched it so many times. And I know a lot of people hate this one, but I really love it. So some of the stuff that people complain about in this movie is why I really like it. But aside from all the cheesy stuff, Leatherface, when he's chasing people around and stuff, I think is the best since part 1. When he's running with the chainsaw through the carnival and stuff. It's just awesome. Alright, so coming up at number 3 is going to be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 remake. This one is an awesome remake. When I first saw this in the theaters, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I wasn't a huge fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre in general. So after I really kind of re-watched the Texas Chainsaw movies, I went back and re-watched this one. I was like, you know what, this one is actually really good. You got a whole new family dynamic, and then the kids, the Jessica Biel and stuff, it's all a pretty good cast. And very disgusting kind of setting to this one. So that's number 3, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake. Alright, coming up at number 2 is going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. And I have this Steelbook DVD that I found at the thrift store. And I gotta say, I'm really happy I picked this version up. I really like the way this DVD looks. It's cleaned up enough to be clean, but it's also gritty enough to have that grit. And I just like how raw this movie is. I like the whole family in this. I love the hitchhiker, Drayton. I guess they call him just the cook in this one. And then Leatherface is awesome in this movie. I love all the chase scenes in this. And then the whole scene with the hitchhiker on the truck. Just an awesome, shocking movie. Coming up at number 1 is my favorite, Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. I just really like the goofiness of this movie. It's just completely over the top and goofy. And I love all the characters in this one, like all of them. Lefty, LG, Caroline Williams, Stretch, Leatherface, Chop Top, and my favorite Drayton. I know a lot of people hate this one, but I love it. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 and #1. Alright guys, this is Danny B. You're watching The Trash Dish. Let me know what you think of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. Let me know what you think of the new one. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.